Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raider Sport. Today's show, I got some news, I got some rumors, and we're going to have a lot of fun here. We're talking about the draft, and I don't know about you, I can't wait for the NFL draft. So I saw this one come out. Are the Raiders trading back? This one's from Albert Breer, and I'm going to give it 2 Chucky heads. People are talking. So according to Breer, in Monday's, segment that he always does, he says that the Raiders are among a handful of teams that could trade back. Now, he says that the Raiders are going to stick with their pick there at number 12, but at 19 is going to be the pick where they could go back to try to get into the second round, where the Raiders currently don't have a second-round pick. The only thing I would tell Albert Breer is, Albert, I appreciate you, I respect you, but you should watch the Raiders Report and you should listen to the Nation, because this is something that we've been saying for about 2 months now, and it's something that Mike Mayock has even said in the past. Now, do I love our draft situation? Oh, 100%. I mean, we have 5 picks in the top 100. We are giving Mike Mayock, one of the, honest to God, I think smartest men in all of the NFL, 5 picks in the top 100. I mean, what he was able to do last year with all of our draft picks, I think it's kind of hard to argue that we didn't have one of the best drafts in the last 10 years, not just of the Raiders, amongst any team. But for Mike, who I do think is a little bit worried about what could be available at 19, I think it's a good idea that, trading back, if you don't have certain picks there, it makes a lot of sense. So the show is all about the interaction. I want you to guys get your, ideas in here about everything that we talk about, okay? That's something I always want you to keep in mind for not just this show, but every single show. And I do want you to subscribe to the Raiders Report, where we're going to have daily videos and live shows, okay? So hit that sub button. The link, I'll put it in the description below. I made a goal. I want to hit 43,000 subscribers by next Tuesday. So by the time I go live next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific, I want to hit 43K subscribers. This month, I'm doing giveaways. I'll make you a deal. If we hit 43K subs by next week's live show, I'll do an extra giveaway. Sound good? Daily videos, giveaways. And come on, we're hanging out. We're having a good time. All right, let's get in now to the next thing, okay? It's around trading back. And is it a good idea? I'm going to give this one 3 Chucky heads, and I think it's pretty likely that it's a good idea. And the reason why I say this is because I'm looking here at the Raiders, and I'm sitting and I'm like, I think the talent evens out after the top 15 players in the draft. And I'm not saying that the players are that much better. I just think for what we need compared to what is available, like if you could tell me I'd get Christian Fulton or CJ Henderson at pick 15 to between 30, I don't really think there was that much big of a difference. Plus, the idea of trading back, what you're trying to do then is you're trying to get more picks. Let's give Mike Mayock more picks. I'm good with that. I think that he can find a diamond in the rough in the round 2, in round 3, in round 4, just like we did last year with Mullen in the second round, or like Max Crosby in the 4th round. And right now, the Raiders, they have no second round picks. So what I wanted to try to do is find teams with multiple second round picks. So you got the Colts there, 34 and 44. Remember, they traded pick 13 in the Buckner trade with the 49ers. They got the Houston Texans. I don't think the Texans are going to trade that because they just don't really do, I'll say, intelligent things. But I will say if we could pick on Bill O'Brien, it might be something we should consider. And you got the Baltimore Ravens at 55 and 60. They do also have pick 28. They'd be a sneaky team to keep in mind. The Miami Dolphins, they have 3 first rounders, 2 second rounders, 5 picks in the top 56. And then the Seahawks, they do have multiple second round picks. The only issue with the Seahawks, man, they never, and I mean never, trade up. So this show is all about news, rumors, and I'm going to make this question the pinned comment on today's video. So for every person out there watching this on YouTube, you might get hit with an ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down, okay? Scroll on down and let me know, should the Raiders trade back at 19? And I want you to type T for trade back or type S for stay put. All right, let's get into the next rumor here. We got it. Drafting a defensive tackle at pick 19. I'm going to give this one only 1 Chucky head, and I just think it's a small shred of truth. So there's a lot of people out there in the industry right now, and I get it. This is a tough time And I think people are trying to create content a little bit. And I don't mind a lot of other Raiders content creators. Like my man Samo does a great job. Raider Cody does a great job. Sanjit does a great job. Mikey Raider, they all do great jobs. But I get upset when people like Matt Miller of Bleacher Report just tries to come in and just make up bull. Like, it doesn't make really sense for the Raiders to go out and draft a defensive tackle. However, Matt Miller of Bleacher Report dropped an interesting note, and he basically said that he thinks that the Raiders are going to take a defensive tackle at 19. The only issue with that for me is if there's two defensive tackles that I want the Raiders to draft in the first round, the first one is Derek Brown, who I absolutely love Derek Brown. I think he's going to be a top 10 pick. Heck, we did a mock draft yesterday on our main Chat Sports channel. You guys can go check it out, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Derek Brown went in the top 5. Derek Brown is an incredibly gifted athlete at the defensive tackle position. There is no denying that. If he fell to 19, I'll tell you what, yeah, I would take Derek Brown. The issue, he's not going to be there at pick 19. And then the other player that we've kind of talked about a little bit more here on the Raiders Report, it's Javon Kinlaw out of South Carolina. And Mike Mayock, John Gruden, they kind of came out and said already that they don't really anticipate drafting Kinlaw at 12 because they think he's a little bit immature and he doesn't fit the culture. However, at 19, I have seen Kinlaw been mocked to the Raiders at 19. The only issue is, again, I don't think Javon Kinlaw falls to 19. I think both of those players could easily go in the top 10. And the reason is the other defensive tackles behind those two, it gets very, very thin. So for the Raiders to say that they're going to draft one, that's why I gave it only one Chucky head. So I do want to show you, though, if they do go out and draft a defensive tackle, in my opinion, then that means like they don't believe in their current defensive tackles. And I like Malik Collins. I like Mo Hurst. Jonathan Hankins is one of the best run defenders, I think, in the NFL at defensive tackle. You got P.J. Hall. You went out and got Daniel Ross. And I respect PFF, okay? Their grades aren't perfect, but I do respect their rankings. So here's how the Raiders' current defensive tackles ranked last year. So this is out of 114 defensive tackles in the NFL. Mo Hurst, he ranked 28th in the NFL. That's higher than Gerald McCoy. That's higher than Dontari Poe. Then you got to look at P.J. Hall, who ranked 38th. That's better than Quinnen Williams. Heck, that's better than Ndamukong Suh. Malik Collins, 65. Jonathan Hankins, 72. Daniel Ross, he didn't rank. But if you're going to tell me that we're going to draft a defensive tackle at 19, I think it's a bad choice because I have confidence in Hankins, who, again, is solid against the run. Sure, he's not great against the pass, but guess what? He is good against the run. Malik Collins, obviously we like him. We signed him. And P.J. Hall and Mo Hurst, they're entering year 3. So I don't really think it makes a whole lot of sense for the Raiders to go out and try to get a defensive tackle. So I told y'all we'd have some fun on today's show. And that's what the Raiders Report's about, man. Like, I miss tailgating, and I hope real soon we can all get together, tailgate, have a few cold ones. But if you guys want me to do anything, or if you want to join me on Instagram, or literally come on the show next week via Zoom, this is what you got to do. Venmo me at Mitchell Renz 365. So when you Venmo me, this helps me get 100% of the money brought in. So I found out YouTube does take a little bit of a cut of the Super Chats, but I will say this. $20 via Venmo or Super Chat. My Venmo link is in the description below and in the comments. $20, I'll take a shot of Absolute, okay? $50, I'll do an Instagram live with you. So hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. I got my Venmo pulled up right now. We'll do an IG live this weekend. And then $100 is you literally come on the show. Like, we'll do a Zoom. It'll be you up top. And then where it says follow Mitchell Renz 365 below, that's where your face will be. And we'll do a live Q&A. So $100 Venmo or on Super Chat right now. You come on the show next week. All right, let's get back into the rumors, shall we? Let's do it. It's Marcus Mariota, and is he the highest paid backup in the NFL? This one's from ESPN, and it's for Chucky Heads. Believe it, baby. So Mariota's $7.5 million base salary is the highest for a player in the first year of a new contract who is scheduled to be a backup in 2020. The fact that he can make up the $37.5 million in incentives, which I've said before, if Mariota makes up the $37.5 million, I'm okay with it, because that means we won a Super Bowl. I am a Derek Carr fan. I am a Derek Carr truther. But if we win a Super Bowl, I'll pay Marcus Mariota $37.5 million. I mean, I just will. Now, I do think, though, this is something that's interesting, but I do, want to show you guys some of these other quarterbacks and how much they've made, but I'm also going to show you this first. So I found this jersey deal, okay? And if you use promo code PINCH at chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys, they're under $75. So normally the jersey's like $80. I'm saving you $5. Hey, tough times. Sometimes we just got to save some money here. If you want to go out and buy, I don't know, a team that you don't like's jersey, you can do chatsports.com/NFL jersey. Use it as toilet paper. I mean, we're getting desperate here, aren't we? But if you want a Raiders jersey like a Jacobs, like a Max Crosby, that's why I was asking earlier who your favorite player was. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders jersey. I'll put it in the descriptions. I'll put it in the comments section below. But again, only $74.99 when you use promo code PINCH. PINCH? Cool. All right, let's look at now the highest paid quarterbacks per year in terms of the backup money. So I wanted to show you the last 3 years, okay? Because I really thought that was a better way of expressing the money that we're giving Mariota. So we're giving Mariota $7.5 million, which then is first compared to Teddy Bridgewater, who made $7.25 in his first year last year. Ryan Tannehill, when he got his new deal, made $7 million. And then Teddy Bridgewater, $6 million, which was 2018. And then Tyrod Taylor, or Tyrod, made $5.5. The point I am trying to make here is Marcus Mariota wanted to come to a team that believed in him. The Raiders believed in him. The money says that they believe in him. However, that does not mean that the Raiders are going to make Mariota the starting quarterback. It means that they are going to invest in him, and they're going to add a few plays, in my opinion, for him in the playbook, as they 100% should. And I do like the Mariota signing. I saw a lot of people were kind of ripping him a little bit. But for me, I think it makes sense because he is going to help push Derek Carr, which in the end is going to help us win football games. And as we say, and I want everyone to type right now, just win, baby. So how about this? We're going to type some votes in here, and then we're going to get into a live Q&A. Will Mariota start a game this year? Type Y for yes, or I want you to type your N for no. Now, we'll give some shout-outs to some of the people that are watching us here live on YouTube and live on Facebook. And I saw the super chat in there. We will get to it once we get to the Q&A. So a lot of yeses, and I'm seeing some subs in there as well, which means we're getting close to that giveaway. So I see Paul M says yes. Armando says no. Sean says no. Isaac Miller says yes. Let's go over on Facebook now. Travis Williams, Gabe, Carrie Broder. Carrie Broder says no. Derek Butler says yes. Appreciate everyone watching us on Facebook and on YouTube. When I look down, it means I'm looking at my computer screen. Things are a little bit different here in the studio. So if you haven't subscribed to the show yet, please do. Like I said, I appreciate people who watch to the end of the videos, and I'm trying to get to 43K by next Tuesday. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.